Kings Mountain, a prominent feature in Alaska's Chugach Mountains, rising 5,000 feet straight up from its base along the Matanuska River. Although only a couple hundred yards from the Glen Highway, it's rarely climbed in the summer months due to the torrent of glacier water separating the road and the slope, and therefore is really only climbed in the early spring when the frozen water creates a natural crossing over the ice. On a past trip with a friend, we saw this mountain and found it to be too logistically challenging with the spring mount in full swing and no way of reaching the other side. Soon after this trip we found out about packrafts, an inflatable and lightweight raft for backcountry river adventures. So the purchase was made. Coming back in the fall this year and having a week by myself, I made it a goal to give Kings Mountain an honest and thorough attempt. Using the FatMap app, I was able to find the easiest approach starting from a gravel bar on the other side of the river. And after a quick scout with my drone, I confirmed the gravel bar was still there and in good shape, even with the water levels being slightly higher after a recent flooding event. The new detailed plan was to paddle across the river, stash the raft, and start my ascent from the gravel bar on the other side. I then needed to bushwhack to the lowest reaching slide path, scramble to the summit, and simply fly down to the gravel bar where I stashed my packraft. Then there was the packraft across the river to the road, but I needed to do this before hitting a class 3 stretch of whitewater only a few hundred feet down the river. Sounds easy, right?
This whole bloody mountain's falling apart. Oh. Alright. Got some water. Right there. Woo! Beauty. Spirits are high now. We're out of the bushes. Fresh water. You can actually see something down there. Nice. Woo! Super slick. All this lichen and moss. I tell you what, whoever put this mountain together back in the day did not use glue. Summit of Kings Mountain. Oh, right there, I'd stand on it, but woo, she's a drop. Good thing I didn't come up here for the view, eh?
After a late start due to finding and repairing a small puncture in my raft, I didn't reach the summit until twilight. Less than ideal setting up on the summit ridge, the sunrise after a cold, wet and restless night's sleep made it all worth it.
There she is, looking decently clear. Alright, it's a pretty chilly night. Everything is covered in ice this morning. There's the gators. But winds might not be alright, but I'm going to go down a little bit. Things are starting to cloud up again this morning. They were nice and clear. You could see Marcus Baker over there. There you go. 13,000 footer, straight from the ocean. Pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to go down a little bit, final launch, hopefully get off this mountain.
It was a little technical and the wind was quartering to cross, but I was able to find a small area to be able to throw and go and get off a small cliff. Luckily I had the right gear, including my lightweight R3X wing by Ozone Paragliders, and was able to make the most of this light crosswind. And simply 2 or 3 steps later, I was off. Initially, when I first got down, I wasn't too stoked with the flight. I think the whole adventure was just a little bit too much of an undertaking. I was tired, hungry and cold, and couldn't wait to get over the river and get something warm to eat.
Oh, we're down. The windsock, I guess, is really wet. There's some weird wind coming into land, but hey, we're down. All good. Hee-hee. Successful-ish mission. That bivvy was pretty damn cold this morning and the flight was good. Winds were a little weird in the river, but hey, she's done.